What's going on, folks? It's your man Jay, and I'm going to give you a follow-up video on the Blade S2. Now, I really like this phone. Of the two phones, this is obviously my favorite. You know what I'm saying? You can tell by my videos. There's nothing wrong with the other one, but this is the one right here that I took on a trip with me. The good part about this phone is it's unlocked. It's compatible with Boost, Sprint, T-Mobile, at&t. Yeah, you get full LTE. Now, I'm using it on Sprint right now. The service with Sprint has been really solid. However, the speeds on Sprint for the internet is not too great. So let me give you a little bit of an update on this phone right here. So I used the cameras while I was on vacation. Well, I wasn't on vacation. I was taking care of some business. And, the cameras, after using it a little bit more, they suffer from kind of like a focus hunting thing. And it's not a bad thing. It just got a little annoying because I really wanted to shoot some video with the phone, but that focus hunting thing was really getting to me, so I just couldn't do it. I said, you know what, and it could be that I had it too close or whatever. I could lock the focus, but I was also in a low light area, so it didn't do too well there. But in broad daylight, it did fantastic. So that's an update on the cameras. I still think the cameras are totally worth it for this price of $179 to get a phone that can work on Boost, Sprint, T-Mobile, at&t, and other carriers. That's a good deal. You unlock it, it's unlocked already, and you're unlocking the power to use it on every carrier. So to me, that's definitely a good shot at Motorola, because Motorola is one of the few carriers that can actually do that, and they have phones that work on every carrier. So after that aside, this phone is really good, man. I still do not have an issue. The crazy part is it has 2 gigs of RAM, but with that stock Android, it just flows right along, man. I haven't had any problems. I use this solely on LTE. I haven't hooked this up to Wi-Fi very much. Battery life, give you a battery life update. Yes, the thing is good on battery. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. I'm not trying to sell you on this phone. I'm just telling you my experience with it. You can hit the website and buy it if you want to, but I'm telling you, especially if you're on Boost or Sprint, the signal was strong for me. Like it didn't drop signal at all. No drops, no nothing. However, the internet speeds where I am in my house, it's not too good. Let me show you what I'm talking about. When I went out and about and used it for internet, it was pretty decent, man. It just wasn't as fast as T-Mobile, and that's just, let me see if I can even lock on. Oh, okay. It's Detroit, Michigan. Wow. It thinks I'm still in the D. I'll change the server though. See, I mean, these are kind of the speeds that I'm getting in my house too. So let's change the server and, uh-oh, didn't mean to close it. Let's change the server after it stops. I'm sucking at this right now. So, I'm just going to stop it real quick so I can get a closer server, because that server obviously is nowhere near me. Let's go Sprint Austin. Now, overall, my speeds have not been the fastest, but the internet itself, like streaming content, it's good. It's just like I wanted to upload a video. I also wanted to download some stuff, and it just wasn't fast enough for me. That's all it is. But streaming has been great. You know what I'm saying? I stream in 480p anyway on the go most of the time. When I'm on a network, I pretty much stream in 480p. And I can't even get it to lock on. Maybe that's why I locked on to the other one. Okay, here we go. All right, any day now. You see that ping is 289. I'm not gonna waste your time with this. See how those speeds are? It's crazy. Nonetheless, you can see maps was open there. I use this thing for GPS all around Detroit, like going to places all through Auburn Hills, through Flint. I was all over Michigan. I was everywhere, and it was locked on GPS signal. If you need a device for GPS, lock it in with this one, man. I'm just giving you an update on how I used this phone when I was out on business trip. I used GPS, I used Pandora radio like crazy, and flawless, no drops, no nothing. Again, the signal is strong. It's just that it wasn't good for download speeds for heavy stuff, and upload speeds, it just wasn't happening. But another thing I did with this, besides watching media and content and stuff like that, is I did some phone calls. I did a lot of texting, a lot of social media. overall, it's a solid phone, man. The fact that it works on several different carriers, CDMA and GSM, that's a huge plus. But battery was good. The screen is beautiful. The cameras, aside from that focus hunting thing I tried to do, I was trying to do a video that was kind of up close. And let me see if I can demonstrate that for you right now. I just want you to focus not so much on what's happening here, but I was trying to get it to lock on, and it just kept focus hunting. But nonetheless, the cameras are good, man. I don't have a complaint about the cameras overall quality. I just wanted to shoot more videos, and I was trying to do it in a small setting like this, and it just wasn't hitting for me. Other than that, man, I wanted to give you a quick update. Is the phone worth $179? I'll leave that up to you. For me, I would price it probably $149 to $179, in between there. They got it priced pretty much right, though, because you got this unlocked to several different carriers. You got the Dolby Sound DS1 on here. The battery life, like I said, it is killer. I took this and several other phones, and I really use this one the most for GPS, and I did not have to charge this thing. I charged it once in the last 4 days, and I used it when I was on that trip. I charged it once in that 4 days, and I probably didn't have to charge it then, but it was on like 20%, and I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and charge it before I take this next road trip for the GPS. Other than that, folks, it really impressed me with GPS and the sound, the music. You know, it was really good. I really like the screen. It's really nice, man. I don't know, for $179, if you ask me if it's worth it, the peak price for me is $179. That's about how I would say that, because you do get an SD card slot or whatever. You know, you get this Type C, you get the headphone jack. It's a good buy, man. It fits right in today's market. The only thing I would say I wish it would have had, even though I'm using it and I don't think it really needs it at this point for what I was doing, is another gig of RAM. But they gave 3 gigs of RAM to this phone, and that phone just has not really impressed me too much with my day-to-day use. So I'll get to that in another video. I really am digging this one, not because it looks real cool, but man, it performs well, man. I haven't had any problems with this thing, man. It's really nice. They still have that thing where you can use the fingerprint reader to open up apps and stuff like that. You can try that if you want to. I don't use that. I'm just telling you that it's there. But for $179, I think you might have a winner on your hands, ZTE. I just really wish you would have put in another gig of RAM, for not for me, but for other people out there who might want to do some heavy, intensive gaming, or they want to run a lot of apps in the background. So the 2 gigs of RAM, though, have been holding up well for me. I mean, that's just my usage. Yeah, but another gig of RAM, they've heard me say that before, but the overall design of the phone, I think, is beautiful. The fact that it has this nice gradient look, it's just nice, man. It's got a little bit of a textured power button, the Type C, you know, the SD card. $179, man, it's competing. They came back to compete, and I can respect that, man. No shade here. You know what I'm saying? It needs a little bit more grip. It would have been nice to include like a free case or something, but that's just me, like a grippy case. You know what I'm saying? But overall, man, my experience has been good, and I took this across the states, man, and like I said, it did really, really good. I can recommend this right now for sure. Peak price, though, I think they got it peaked out. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't pay more than $179 for this phone. If you can, they'll probably run a special at Black Friday. You definitely want to grab this one, in my opinion. So I just want to give you a quick update on the phone, let you know I took it with me on my travels. I was extremely impressed. The cameras, they did their thing. The GPS locked on tight, no drops, no nothing. Battery life is extremely impressive. I just can't complain much about it, man. I really like it. I'm glad that it's running 8.1.0. The stock joint is on. I run it on LTE. I don't even use Wi-Fi with this because, again, I'm using it on Sprint, and while they don't have the strongest download speeds or upload speeds, the signal stays strong throughout the entire trip across the states, and that's what's important to me. Streaming for me at 480p was perfectly fine, man. And that's just what it is. So it's your man Jay. Quick update, just a quick discussion. I want to tell you how this phone did, man. I like it.